Okay. Saturday Night Live. I got an obligation. Got an obligation because I'm finding out through connection with my soul tribe and conversations that I've had with people. First of all, you know, the people that came up, you know what I'm saying, and ganged up and expected that, numbers just means victory, right? Because, you know, some people will see a person, see them by themselves, don't know that they got anybody with them and everything like that after they study them and all this other stuff, and then think that, oh, this is an easy target, let us go and gang up and try to do this, that, and the other. But a lot of times these are people that have no understanding of spiritual matters. What's up, light workers? What's up, intuitive gang? You know what I'm saying? What's up, soul tribe? What's up, chosen ones? You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all is chosen ones that's just sleep about it right now. Some of y'all that came up against to gang up on me are really chosen ones and light workers that was just duped and fooled and misled and misguided. You know what I'm saying? By some liars, by a straight true demon. All right, and a couple of them. There was only a few of them that was really evil. Like that's just keeping it all the way 100. All of them people that was involved in the situation was not evil people, but they was misled by evil people. What's up? How you doing? So my obligation right now, right, is because through the ethers and through the conversations with my soul tribe, I'm good. I came up with the understanding though. Like the reason why I'm coming on right now is I had to get up out of my bed because I was just relaxing. I was meditating and I was thinking, plan B, plan B. My soul tribe told me plan B. I was watching Light and she told me it's not over. Like they don't want to fight no more. Okay, I understand that. They don't want to go through the stuff no more because at this point they just trying to hold on to whatever they got, right? Because they found out that uh there was I had a whole invisible gang, right? That they had no understanding of, right? Because they wasn't paying attention to me enough to see what was really riding with me. And they don't believe in God, so they don't really understand it. But I'm sure people understand it now. And there's a plan B though. And the plan B is not for those people to realize the error of their ways. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Because I thank you for believing in you. Because believing in God is believing in you. But the thing is though, what type of God do you believe in? In other words, what do you believe God can do for you? If you believe in God, but you don't really think that God can heal your trust issues, do you really believe in God? Like you don't believe God can heal your trust issues, so you decide not to trust. But and I'm not saying that this means trust everybody. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you don't like forcefully try to implement something that you say now when so that there's no option that things could change. No option that things could change. Uh, I'll give you a perfect example because it's kind of confusing. My man said to me the other day, he said, "Oh, I know I'm going to smoke weed." He said, "I know I'm going to smoke weed." But the thing about it is, right, is okay, if you do, then you do. But while you're right now trying to change your life, trying to clean yourself out, trying to find another way, don't make a prophecy about what's going to come in the future. If it comes in the future, it comes in the future. If that's what you do when you get to that point, that's what you do. But you want to prophesize that right now over your life. You're putting that out into the ethers. You're putting that out into the world. You're putting that out to where God can hear it. Well, God can hear it anyway, but you're professing it. So therefore, you're saying there is no option. I'm not going to leave any space for God to do a change in my life. I am going to profess that I'm going to do this regardless if God wants to make a change in my life. And then you say you really believe in God. So not singling you out, but I'm just saying it was a perfect time to present that point because he understood what I was saying 100%. You know what I'm saying? Chicken. Really? How you doing? Let me read what AO said. You don't hate black people because that's just not right. Why hate someone just because their skin color? But hey, people do that. And I'm sorry for you because people just hate others because of their looks. And it isn't right. Well, I appreciate your honesty. However, I would ask you not to be sorry for me, but I do understand where you're coming from. There's no reason to be sorry because these hardships and trials, the only thing that they really do is look what they've done. Look what they've done. Look at what you have decided to do because of what they've done. You decided to come on here and spread that apology to me because you feel for me. You feel for the situation. And I do appreciate that and I do understand that. That is some grown person stuff. That is real human being stuff, you know? That's that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the hardship, if it did not come, it would not create the energy that is happening now. You know what I'm saying? People find out who they really are by what they face. And then other people, because these people brought people to see uh, a person being destroyed. That's what they did. And in so doing, they brought all of you to see that same person survive, rise, thrive, and it brought a understanding to other people. There are some people that actually are going to believe in God because of this situation. You know what I mean? Okay, but checking if you're a nigga, that's something that you decide to say that you are. No judgment, no judgment. But I would like to say that not only are you that, but you're also a human being. You're also a spirit. You know what I'm saying? You also have greatness in you. You're also royalty. You're so many other things. I would rather like to hear you say all those great things that you are instead of the low vibrational classification that we classify ourselves as. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I don't consider myself like that either. But what I'm saying is that I consider myself so much more. And if I'm going to come on and speak something where other people are going to see, I'm going to put a classification that represents the entirety of who I am because that is only a facet of what you are. That's only a piece of what you are. Check. You know what I'm saying? So I would allow, I would advise you. Matter of fact, I'll invite you and just ask you to look at yourself as way much more. If you have a leader in you, if you have a leader in you, I will invite you to express much more than that. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to remember we're not at war with each other. Never have we been. It appears that way. We're at war with the spirits that people inhabit. But once we defeat the human being, that spirit leaves that human being's body and jumps into another one. And then you got to fight another human being. You know why? Because you're never fighting the spirit. That's why. When you start to fight the spirits, you find that certain people just don't come around you no more because it wasn't the people to begin with. It was the spirit that was just jumping from person to person. What's up? You ain't got bot. Uh, hold up, I got my headphones on. Yeah, yeah. You good? Oh, you need one? All right, man. So what we want to do is we want to expand the way we think while also enjoying, you know what I mean, who we are and where we at. But I did want to get back to what I was talking about. Let me say what's up to Breathe. I see you 333. You know what I'm saying? I hope you looked up that number, Google, or looked up the spiritual meaning of 333. I hope you know that. You know what I'm saying? It's been ramping up a lot lately. Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. Just want to make sure because we never talked about that. All right. So, but what I want to talk about though is plan B because they got a plan B. All right. So now, after knowing that they could not destroy the boy, right? What they decided to do is this strategy that narcissists have called if you can't beat them, join them, right? This is the strategy. And so, because this is what people are seeing me as, they're seeing me as, okay, so I dipped, right? And they're seeing this dip as me protecting myself. They don't get it. They don't get it. It's not me protecting myself. I am a protector of people. That's what I am. But in order to do my job to the point where people did not get in my way or try to destroy my ability to protect people, because this is what I'm doing. I'm informing people of how to protect themselves, which makes me essentially a protector of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to protect people from narcissists. I'm trying to protect people from the destruction that other people are trying to bring them. I'm trying to protect people from users. This is why I'm doing this. This is my whole talk. They got it twisted. They don't even see. They don't realize I'm a protector. So this is the reason why I come on and I out people. You see what I'm saying? What do you think? I'm just doing this just because I want to get revenge on people? I'm telling the truth about them so that other people won't fall victim to them so that I can get revenge on other people? No, this is about protecting other people. That's why it doesn't matter how I come out and I look or anything like that, because this is not about me gaining anything for myself. That's why it doesn't matter if they, you know, maybe they were stealing my videos and making funds or off of me and everything like that. This woman is, you know, making money off of me and thinking that she won because she made some money off of me, and I'm not even trying to make money off these videos. It just occurred to me not so long ago that I could the possibility of monetizing this stuff was there. But that's not my main concern. It's never been my main concern. So then they thought, well, they started getting some views. So let me do something to try to block their views. So they're doing all this stuff. They still don't understand it. I don't need a lot of views. Listen, because there's something called God, right? And everybody that's supposed to see the thing, everybody's supposed to witness the thing, they will come. I'll just walk somewhere and I just run into some people. And all the time there is people that will open up to me, start telling me stuff, but not all the time, certain times. And I know that that just happened on purpose because how I respond to them, they'll say, yo, I can't believe you just told me that. Like, yo, I really needed to hear that. You see what I'm saying? Because there's something bigger going on. You know what I'm saying? There's something way bigger going on. But let me get back because this is currently happening, I believe. Those people that came up against me that have now decided they don't want no more smoke, right? What they have decided to do is decided to emulate my character. So now those of you that know these people are going to be going around trying to act like me in another way. They're going to be trying to, like, give positive messages, act like they care about the well-being of others. Whatever it is that they see or think that I'm doing, they are secretly watching, paying attention, learning my phrases and my wording and all this other stuff. And then they're going around trying to act like that is them. They have suddenly just changed. They've suddenly changed. And, I mean, it's called plan B. It's called, if you can't beat them, join them. You see what I'm saying? Because the heat has come down on them so tough, right? That they don't really see any other thing for them to do except to try to win in Rome. But this is not because they want to be better. This is because they want to get the smoke off their ass. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. They don't care about being creepy. This is the whole thing. They don't care about being cowards. They don't care about being creepy. They don't care about being sneaky. The only thing is, if they take something from you, they feel like they won. And that makes them feel like it's cool to be sneaky. It's cool to be cowards. And because it's a bunch of them. So if all of them, if you're by yourself and doing it, and then everybody is talking about cowards are trash, sneaky people are trash, then they won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're really just concerned about how they'll look. But if they got a bunch of people around them that's doing it, they'll be cool. They'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do is we have to understand how to deal with them. We have to understand how to deal with them. Don't you see how they come together and they feel strong in their numbers? Why is it that we're so separate from each other? You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't think this is strategic? You don't think this is purposely done? How we are separate? Most of us that really feel like we got a purpose to, like, to be better and do better and think better, we're by ourselves. But the people that's doing all these scams and scandals and all this other stuff, they got a whole crew and everything with them. Do you think it's a coincidence? They got us afraid to connect with each other. They got us afraid to walk together. They got us worried about being ganged up on. So we don't even want to be around each other like that. We don't even want to let people know what side we really on. We don't want to let people know who we really rock with. Oh, they're singling that person out. But I can see that they're right. But I'm not going to let anybody know that I think the way they do and I feel the way they do and I agree with what they're saying. And I really want to smack down all these people that are coming at that person. But I'm not going to go around them because I am scared. And I'm not saying that you should go and put your life on the line for somebody you don't know. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, if you really think about what I'm saying, you can see clearly what they've been up to. You can see it clearly. But anyway, plan B, right? And I know they watch it too. So I like to say what's up to y'all. And you keep wondering how I know what's going on with you. Well, you probably figured out something a little bit about it. And you're probably trying to watch the same things I watch, do the same things that I do, but you can't because it's not in you. You see what I'm saying? So it's just it's, some people, like Light said to me, she said, uh, you might be tempted to look at it as admiration when people copy you. But in this case, it's just copying. It's not admiration. It's just self-centered, trying to get the heat off of themselves. And they see that you're winning in some way, quote unquote. Like, it's not really winning. It's not. I haven't won nothing. All I did is just stop people from trying to take control of my life. That's not a win. Like, people are fighting to control me. You know what I'm saying? There's for me to retain my human rights of myself is not a win. That's not winning. It's but they did lose. You see what I'm saying? I didn't win anything. I just what I had was what I was always supposed to have. Who I am, my rights as a human being, I was always supposed to have them. These people were trying to take away my rights as a human being. My rights to be able to express myself and make money. My rights to be able to be seen for who I am. My rights to be able to affect change in the world like anybody else. They decided that I don't deserve those rights and decided to use computer technology and things and lies and subterfuge and scandal and slander and gossip to take away my human rights, right? Me stopping them from doing that is not me winning, but in their mind, I've won. They are thinking that I won because I exposed that they were trying to take away my rights. You see how twisted people think? Yeah, they lack integrity. They lack dignity. They lack all the things that make up what an honorable human being is. Of course, we already established that. So you have to understand that when they come out and they start talking like how I'm talking, like pay attention to them closely. Like those of you that are around them, watch how they talking and just return to what you understand about what you've heard about me. What they want you to do is they don't want you to listen to me. This is the reason why they were trying to block my page. They were trying to stop me from being able to be seen because they wanted to steal all my information and then parade around as if it is theirs. They tried so hard to steal my material and cut me off so that people would not know that they're stealing my material. They could just walk around with my persona on and gain dates, gain relationships, gain backing. I mean, they even took my own money they were stealing from me in order to pay people to help them to sabotage me based on saying things that I say. Like this was what was going on. So, and I gotta talk about it because these people don't stop, and it's really not about anymore about me protecting myself uh, or anything having to do with me and them. This is about they're trying to do this to manipulate and lie to other people still, and also to avoid their own karma for what they did. They don't want to pay for what they did to me and to other people. And they don't want to acknowledge that they did anything because they're psychotic. So this is the next plan of the psychotic people. Once they found out that they can't win, quote unquote, the way they're trying to do, they can't win destroying a person. They can't win taking away their rights. They can't win taking making people think that they're crazy. They can't win stealing someone's persona. They can't win stealing someone's material. They can't win stealing someone's personality. Like I'm dead serious. Like they're trying to steal my entire personality. I'm dead serious. Like the jealousy and envy these people have in their heart made them want to be you. Like it makes them want to be you. But in order for them to be you, you can't be seen. You can't be seen. But it wasn't it. God is real. It's my faith in God. That was it. That was it. But I couldn't just say I believe in God. I had to understand who God is. I had to understand that God could help me overcome all of this, everything. My own issues with sex addiction, my own issues with drug addiction, my own trust issues that would make me not be able to trust anybody, my own confidence issues that would leave me thinking that no one would want to hear what I had to say, my own abandonment issues that would lead me because this is the reason why they were doing it. It was strategic. They figured if I thought that no one was watching me, that this would trigger old wounds of abandonment. I'm abandoned. People do it works the same way. No one wants to watch me. No one wants to hear what I had to say. These are things that my parents tried to instill in me, and they knew about this. So they tried to use these things to affect me now. But what they didn't understand is I had already overcome these issues. You see what I'm saying? I had realized that none of this was about me. They don't want me to overcome my issues, my traumas. And they don't want you to overcome your issues, your traumas of your childhood. They don't want it. They can use this stuff. What you got to do is you got to understand what these traumas do to you so that you can stop people from using it against you as a way to try to like mess with you, control you, manipulate you. You know what I'm saying? Now you had a bunch of white people that were trying to do this stuff to me. That's why that person came on and said that, because they knew that it was a bunch of white people that were trying to do this thing to me, like some sort of Get Out movie, right? There wasn't only white people though, but yeah, their whole thing was they were using strategies of how to break down a slave, yeah, break down a person into a slave. Willie Lynch strategies. This was what was being used. These people are using this today. And it's happened. I'm telling you. And of course, this is not everybody, but we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. There's families, white families, that are training their daughters to, if you're going to date this black dude, you're going to break them down. We're going to break them in. You know what I mean? You bring them to us. We're going to break them down. We're going to break them in, and we're going to use them. And you wouldn't even know that that's what's going on. You wouldn't even know, because you think that because she is giving you sex and she's giving you attention and stuff like that, that she really like you. Listen, some of these older white families, not all of them, but they are training and raising their children up to take advantage of people of color, using Willie Lynch strategies and all that other type stuff. I'm telling you, you got to just watch it. How insidious is it for a white woman to do what has been done to me and her family? How insidious is that? You got to really think about, like, we don't want to admit that the world is this crazy, but it is. And it may not even be everybody. It may not even be that many. But we only need one or two in order for the destruction to happen. We don't need everybody. Just one or two of those families hidden behind the scenes. That's all. So, you know what I mean? What I have essentially done by speaking up is I've exposed this Bender family in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to keep exposing them because they're racist. They use their daughter in order to trap black men. I'm not the first person that this woman has done this to. I'm not. And I won't be the last. And the crazy thing is they are working with black people like that don't understand what's going on, but are actually helping her. Don't know what's going on, don't get it, but actually helped her. And behind the scenes, she's looking at them like they are pieces, they're not even humans. Her family raised her to believe that. And I'm not just talking about people of color, I'm talking about men in general. Men in general, particularly black men, are just things to be used by some white women. Not all of them. But you really have to understand, a woman that was raised with a family that thinks a certain way about people of color, you really have to understand There's quite a possibility that their mind has been influenced in ways in which they don't even understand. And they go and they start saying things like, family is so important to them. And, it's the most important thing. Okay, so family is the most important thing to a white woman, that their family is prejudiced and racist. What are they telling you without telling you? Because if she knew that that was wrong and her family was about that, she wouldn't want to have nothing to do with her family. Tell me I'm lying. If she knew that racism was wrong and her family was racist, she would not want to have anything to do with her family. And see, these are things that are so hidden, and it's taboo. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's like people feel like it's wrong to have these conversations. But somebody got to talk about all the stuff that we don't like. Somebody got to talk about all the wrong stuff, all the stuff that we don't like, all the hard stuff, all the evil, vicious stuff. Somebody got to be strong enough to have these conversations. And it doesn't mean that you're racist because you want to talk about this stuff, because you want to bring light to this stuff. That's not what it means. We just got a problem. Like, we don't want to. It's almost like rack our minds about what's really going on. We don't want to. So we rather just, as long as it ain't happening to me, let's just leave it alone, right? As long as it ain't happening to me, let's leave it alone. People don't even care about who they gain. They don't even research and know who they're teaming up with. They don't. So this is the plan B, right? And it has to do with subterfuge. It has to do with being fraudulent, being fake. That's what it has to do with. And copying somebody. That's all it simply is. Trying to put on a face or a facade that they're good, that they care about what other people think, that they're trying to expose people, whatever it is that I'm doing. And they ain't even too bright about it because they're probably going to use some of the same language that I'm using. And it ain't only the white people, the black people are going to be doing it too. The few people that have decided to come up against me and got the smackdown. And it's going to be certain ones that have decided that I don't want to mess with them no more. We were wrong for doing that. And they're going to turn away from it. But the main group of people, no matter what is said or whatever was done or whatever was revealed, are going to still feel the same way. Because their feeling was based on jealousy. My own brother ain't never going to change because he's jealous. Always been. To the point where he didn't want me to live no more. So don't get me wrong. I'm not singling white people out. I'm not doing that. That's not the reason why. But I had to mention that because I came across a get out family. I came across one. I came across a family that wanted to turn me into some sort of thing that they could use, and a subhuman, and they used their daughter in order to do it. But this person was so insidious with it that she infected my brother, who already was infected with the spirit of jealousy. She infected my father, who was already infected with the spirit of jealousy. So now my father sleeps with her, And they plan a plot together in order to take my life for whatever reason, money or something. But see, and this is the thing, my father and my brother, they had no idea who this person was. You know what I mean? My father's just thinking about he getting sex from a pretty girl that his son that he's jealous of all his life and don't like was sleeping with. So he's thinking a double bubble. I can smack my son in the face because I can't beat him up. I can't beat him. So and I can't send him to jail. So I get a way to smack him in the face by sleeping with his wife that he was thinking was so great. Okay. And my brother, oh, here's another woman that doesn't like him, and he could team up with her in order. And she actually has some people that are willing to do something to try to destroy his brother. This is what he always wanted, his dream, right? Because for some reason he's always been in my shadow. I don't have anything to do with that. That's not my fault that he's been in my shadow. It's not my fault that my mother talked about me and had my mother and my aunt have the desire to, turn us against each other. My aunt is always comparing me to her son and her son to me. My mother is always comparing one child to the other, and they say little things, and they don't care about how it makes us feel about each other, to the point where we start to get jealous of each other and everything like that. And before we realize it, we haven't realized that they've manipulated us against each other, because that's the manipulation that has happened to them. And so they want to feed that thing to us. It's called a generational curse. It's what it's called. And so this is the stuff that they want to give to us. This, and I resisted it. I didn't want to be jealous of my brother. I didn't care if he had everything that I had. If I left it all to, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But the moment that I stand up for myself and I don't give him what he wants, he's like, why are you doing this to me? And wonder why I want to whoop his ass, you know? So he got a bodyguard, right? And his bodyguard steps up out of nowhere in my house and jumps in the middle and defends my little brother. I'm sitting there looking at this dude like, the f is you talking about? Like, who is this dude that is speaking up for my brother and he's not even part of my family? Who is this person? And my brother is just sitting back, letting him do this? Where's my brother's heart? He's supposed to say, oh, I don't need nobody to speak up for me. I got this. Coward, yo, because I wasn't even no big dude or nothing like that. Like, me and my brother is not that much different in size, but he got this big dude towering over us trying to take up for him. I wonder if they having a relationship together or something like that. I think that's more than just his bodyguard. Really, my father and my brother, they just act like, listen, no disrespect, but they act like broads. They really do. Why they running around talking all types of trash about me and everything like this, but don't want to say none of this stuff to my face. None of it. None of it. Hiding, hiding the address from me and all this other type of stuff. Oh my goodness. Like, oh my goodness. Can you imagine the disgust? I know that I'm an alien. I know. Like my family, that's not my family. Not both. I'm not from them. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I can't be from them. I can't be. And they talking about they want to disown me. Oh, say so a family of cowards disowns you. Oh my goodness, yo. And I'm just heartbroken. Yeah. Be Wise to Rise says, I was just wondering if you made a video in the past saying these other people, neighbors maybe, follow you all through your apartment, even in the bathroom. I've experienced this at this moment. Well, what was happening to me was I gave a whore that I did not know was a whore access to my home when I was at work. She was involved in all types of things, uh, and involved with all types of people. And when I was not home, what I believe is that she allowed people to go into my house and put cameras in my house. What I also believe is there is some website out there where she has tried to like sell videos of me, like when we were involved in sex parties and stuff like that in my old life. I was being recorded when I didn't realize it, and she was selling those videos to make money. This is what I believe. Also to humiliate me and to stop people from thinking that I have a relationship with God. It's a way to try to blackmail me if I was ever to speak out. And since I decided to speak out, they decided to go with it. So they decided to do every last thing. There is no limit to what this person would have done to try to discredit my character or anything. She probably went as far as uh, putting homosexual videos and stuff like that out there and using the AI to put my face on it to make people think that I was doing things that I was not doing. I think that it's actually gone that far. She's actually had friends that were homosexuals that they paid for them to go to people and say that I slept with them, people that I've never met in my life, never met in my life. But because I'm gone, I'm not supposed to know any of this. See, this was supposed to be done all behind my back, and I was not supposed to know anything, but I know. And because I know, I was able to come out and speak these things. And because they brought a whole bunch of people that were supposed to sit back and watch me implode or explode or snap or look crazy on live YouTube or whatever, they brought people to see because they swore that they knew. How can you swear that you know someone when you're not even paying attention to somebody because you're scattering your time and your emotions among 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different sexual people and having secret lives and stuff like that? You don't have enough energy or attention to pay attention to a person. Not at all. So she wasn't paying attention to the fact that I was paying attention to her. And I was just sitting back, just watching everything. And I had to wait a long time because I realized how dangerous. I realized the game that was going on. I didn't realize that I was being watched though. I didn't realize that there was cameras being put in my house though. I didn't realize that. So, you know, it is what it is. And I don't really care because when you spend almost 20 years in prison, you got grown men looking at your nuts all day and all night for 20 years. Why would when did I have privacy? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have privacy for almost 20 years. I mean, anytime a man in a uniform came in and said strip down, I had to strip down butt naked. Why would I be why would that bother me? Shoot, if I could right now, I strip down if they wouldn't kick me off this job. I'm just saying, like, no matter how much you tell someone that you did all this time, they don't understand what that means. Like, they don't really think that that builds anything in you. They don't really think it builds any strength in you. They don't think that it changed your immune system. So they're trying to put cyanide or some type of stuff in my food. She's putting period blood in my all this other stuff and wondering why I'm recovering from it. Yeah, I just pissed it out. I pissed it out into the bed. How was I supposed to know? Like, I don't know. That stuff didn't happen to me. All I know is she's living with me. I'm eating her food. Something is bothering my stomach, but I'm just not paying attention to it. And then one night, I just pissed in the bed. I'm like, what the hell? But after that, I felt better. I started feeling better. You know what I'm saying? But this has happened so long ago, and I didn't pay attention to it that I didn't gather. I don't have any evidence gathered. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was going on behind my back. But I don't want to keep going into that. reliving it, even though I don't really know how just say, oh, I'm just going to move on from someone that was living with me, poisoning me, had cameras in my home and people following me, and had a smear campaign behind my back, and lived a double life, and got and had a baby on me, and was a prostitute. I don't know how you just say, okay, well, I'll just move on. And slept with my father. I'll just move on, right? But you can't, but you don't have to allow it to make you feel miserable about yourself. You don't have to allow it to be something that ruins your life. So I use it as a way to connect with people, just like this brother, this Be Wise to Rise. I can't see your picture, whether if you're a male or female, but I see that you have connected with my story and decided to reach out on to me based on the things that I've been through. So there is a good reason for sharing these things, is what I'm saying, because people have gone through this stuff. People have gone through stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't look like what I've been through. And that's another encouraging thing that people can take. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it's about. You know what I'm saying? We want to create encouragement that people can get over what these people are doing. There are some nefarious people out here in this world, and they don't target people that are in the spotlight. A lot of times they target people that they think no one would miss for certain things that they're doing. These, secret societies and stuff like this. We know that secret societies are real, but we want to act like they don't do anything. What are they? Nonprofit organizations? They don't do anything. They don't do anything to people, but all these people are involved. They're offering all this money. All these people are connected to them, but they do nothing to hurt people. But they're a secret society. What would they need to be a secret society for if everything they did was good? Think about it. But nobody's thinking about it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, though, God doesn't allow you to go through these things for you to just move on and nobody knows that you've been through it. There are people that need your help. You can't just be celebrating yourself. It's not the reason why you went through such a terrible thing and survived. It's not for you just to celebrate yourself and just feel alone in the world. Like, I'm the only one that went through such a horrible thing. You know how many people are in the world? You know how many secret societies and terrorist groups and sex trafficking groups there are, and all these other things that they do terrible, nefarious things to people. And you survived one of them. And this is the reason why, like, sometimes it's not enough to just start an organization by yourself or something like that. Sometimes we have to find a way to connect with each other, to reach out to each other, to become close with each other, and build communities. Build communities. Gain new knowledge. Learn from each other. It's going to go to a trauma group or something where there's a bunch of people that meet 3 times a week and then go back to the rest of the world where they're around narcissists all the time that are invalidating your feelings and treating you like you didn't go through anything and don't even really care how hard you've had it and don't want to listen to anything that you say about how hard you had it, or they're going to try to make you feel like something's wrong with you if you talk about it, to the point where you can't even feel comfortable talking about what you've been through. They want to tell you, well, I can't relate to you, so stop talking to me about it. And you want to stay around those people. It's pretty hard when those people are your family. These people knew that I went through 20 years in jail and my mom died. And the only thing that my family is coming to me saying is, that's not your house. You just stop acting like that's your house. Ain't not one of them said, how are you doing with your mom's death? Are you okay? Do you need something? That's not the conversation. They was worried about, I'm talking about cousins that don't have nothing to do with me or my mom's house or my brother. And this is what they're contacting me about. And they had no clue that my mother wanted me to have the house because she knew that I was the one that didn't have the time to establish myself at the time. She knew that I was the one that needed that in order to have a healthy start in life. But my family is trying to discourage me from accepting that gift because my mom never told them. Why would my mom tell them? They didn't give a damn about my mom. These are my cousins on my dad's side, or my third and fourth cousins that are removed that probably talked a lot of trash about my mom. There was people that wasn't even at the funeral. This is what I'm talking about. Like, people, who we? I'm telling you, counterintelligence company, huh? But see, and this is the whole thing. They want you to believe it's your imagination. They get in positions where they want you to be looked at as you're insane or something's wrong with you, because who's going to listen to you? And even if there are some people that listen to you, it's 9 times out of 10 going to be other people that seem insane or crazy, because this is what they tried to drive you to. They're not concerned about regular people listening to you. They're concerned about some higher ups or somebody that has some real power listening to you. And they have people planted next to those people to discourage them from listening to you, or either discouraging them from coming to you with any proposals or anything that will allow you to get on a big stage and say the things that you're saying. And if anybody does really take you seriously, they're probably threatening you in some type of way. You know, all they got to do is put a hidden camera somewhere, because everybody's got some stuff that they do that they don't want people to know. And so therefore it really just depends whether it's a reporter or a newscaster or a major CEO of a company or something like that. They go ahead and they blackmail people so that people like us, we don't get our information out here. I mean, it even goes all the way to the police. They can be bought off. There's a lot of crooked cops out here that if you just give them some money, because they're trying to pay for their family and everything like that, they're probably not getting the wages that they should be getting for being police officers and risking their life every day. So somebody comes and offers them $50,000 or something like that, they're going to turn their head the other way to all types of stuff. And then once they take it one time, from that point on, for the rest of their life, they're owned by those people. So they're indefinitely going to turn their head forever, forever. It just takes one time for a cop to take a bribe. And then for the rest of their life, they're in debt because of that bribe. That's it. That's it. And you think that they're not out there? What type of world are we living in? You know? And of course they can get to your family. Of course they can. They can get to your relationships. They can get to your friends. They can get to your family. That's why it's so important for us to live with integrity. That's why it's so important for us to connect with people that we can trust. You know what I'm saying? If we're by ourselves out here, like society has set up light workers to be, light workers, chosen ones, intuitive people, they've set us up to feel like we're inferior, like we have some sort of mental disease, putting us on medication to block our gifts and our talents and our abilities. But I'm going to tell you, you gain these abilities when you go through a terrible trauma and you survive. You gain abilities because that paranoia from that site, from paying attention to people trying to use you and take advantage of you, it changes your brain. It changes your brain. I just started a podcast on Spotify called the Apex Neo Show. And my first episode was about why people don't like you. And it was basically talking about how when you're a kid, and you have this sight, you see things, you just know things, and your parents or your family, they're doing some cruddy stuff, some crud ball stuff or something like that, and they find out that you know, for the rest of your life, they're going to try to make you feel like something's wrong with you. They're going to discourage you from these abilities that you have. They're going to make you seem like you're crazy. They might even take you to a doctor to get something written out about you. All these type of things. All these things. Your own family will do it to you. Your own family. Because they don't understand or they don't believe. We like to read stories about people who have special gifts and stuff like that. But we don't like to acknowledge it as true. Especially if we don't carry morals with ourselves. All right, so I basically told y'all about Plan B. Trust me, it's going down. You're going to see them, Amanda and whoever else. They're going to try to switch up the game and pretend that they've been saved, that they got God in their life. They're going to pretend that they are on a higher path and they're learning things to change their life. They're going to start talking different. They're going to start emulating some things that they've seen on my videos or people like me and stuff like that. Most likely she's going to emulate me because she just watches me all the time behind closed doors for years. So that's something that you have to understand. And I'm speaking to the people that are around her so that you don't get caught up in destruction, because that person has a large amount of karma, a large amount of debt to pay spiritually and physically. And she wants to deliver that debt to somebody else. She wants to get help with it so she won't learn. And if she doesn't go through that stuff, if they don't go through that stuff, the dude with her as well, if they don't go through that stuff and learn, they will never become better human beings. So we cannot help them. Just like they left me to do everything on my own, to be left for dead with no help, they deserve no help. Because they need to understand that they need to turn to God. And then once they really do turn to God, and the only way that they're going to really turn to God is if they are looking at themselves to the point where they almost don't want to live anymore when they see the ugliness of themselves, to the point where the only thing that they could do is reach out to God. And then they're going to have to do everything on their own like I did. You can do it. We can do it. I did it. Everything on my own. Everybody turning against me. Nobody to confide in. And nobody giving a damn. I'm in jail. She's going out having sex parties and everything like that while she's talking to me, knowing that I'm sitting in prison rotting for something, for a setup that she did for me. Celebrating with my family about me being locked up again after my mother died. You think that person deserves any help? Any? Except God? You may think it's cruel, but no way could it be cruel. The best thing, the greatest thing, the most beautiful and powerful and wonderful thing that you can do for a person is allow them to get with God. Allow them and stop trying to enable them from learning their lessons in life. Stop trying to enable them from learning their lessons in life. Stop trying to save a hoe. Stop trying to save a hoe. Let God save her. And if she chooses, if they choose, if he chooses not to turn to God to be saved, then that is on them. It's just the truth. They have a choice. They have redemption. If they don't want it, that's their choice too. But this can't be faked. One of the things that they're going to do is they're going to really try to go through the healing process while still holding on to the animosity and the bitterness of being left or whatever they feel that they created delusional in their mind. It's not going to work. You can't go through a healing process and still be holding on to hate. It's not going to work. You can't go through a healing process and still hold on to bitterness and unforgiveness. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to backfire and it's going to be more destructive. You're not healing. You're just going through pain. That's it. Everlasting pain that will never end because you can't heal. You can't heal. You can't beat the system of God. This is the problem. Before you go through a healing process, you got to really learn to believe in God. That's what you got to do. But you want to go through occult knowledge and stuff like that. Read occult books and dark magic books in order to heal yourself. I'm dead serious. It's not going to heal you. All it's going to do is create an illusion where you're not seeing that everything is still there. It's like going to the doctor for some medicine and okay, you feel better, but you got to keep taking that medicine for the rest of your life. But what's happening when you're doing it with dark occult things is a piece of your soul is being taken away every time you use it. So therefore, before long, you have no soul. Your soul belongs to the devil. And for the rest of your life, you have to live in that energy. This is what's going on. All right, so we're at 60 minutes. Beautiful night out here. I think that I have exposed what's going on, what's going to happen, what they are going to be doing, and how deep the trauma goes that her family has given her, and also the other people connected her, the ones that love her, that she's going to be taking advantage of, that she has taken advantage of after me. I've given you what you need to understand what you're dealing with. If you choose to listen, that's on you. I know that there's a bunch of gossip and lies and slander and people talking about me out there because I'm exposing evil people in my family, evil people on the street, evil people in my relationships. So therefore, I understand that some people just never going to listen. That's on them. But I believe that somebody will. And so therefore, this is what I do. And I'm going to do it till the wheels fall off. All right. That's it. That's it, man. That's it. What you want. You get it, you go, and that's it. You get it, you go, and that's it. That's it, man. You get it, you go, and that's it. I love y'all, yo. God bless all y'all. If there's anybody watching this broadcast that has any ill intentions, any evil eye, trying to throw any hexes from dark bullshit witchcraft or anything like that, or are trying to talk smack or dissect my words or anything like that, I pray in the name of Jesus and all of his holy power that all of that is sent back on you. I pray that in Jesus' name, that all of it is sent back on you immediately, right away, with all the power of the heavens, with the power of Archangel Michael, with the power of Archangel Gabriel, with the power invested in me that Jesus has given me to influence people to think better about themselves, that they can get out of such an evil place. And you got evil people watching that want to stop me because they don't like that I've exposed them. And I pray that they become more exposed for every evil thought, every bitter idea, every deceptive word that they try to implant into this world for their own benefit. And I pray that in Jesus' name, amen. I know he is. All right. It's a full moon out. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. Can you see it? Yeah, it's right there. And we know that since there's a full moon out, those people involved in witchcraft will be around 3 o'clock or so. They're going to be doing their dark stuff for all types of people, all types of people. They're going to be doing their stuff to try to affect people in negative ways. This is what they do. They're sacrificing animals. Some of them are sacrificing people. Some of them are sacrificing babies. Some of them are having sex orgies, all different type of things. So we know that this is going on. So I advise you to say a prayer before you go to sleep for any protection over any evil forces that are trying to do. Because if you're connected to someone who you suspect to be a witch or a warlock, do a prayer before you go to sleep tonight, please. Please. And just pray before you end your prayer. Just say in Jesus' name and ask for protection, because they will try to come through your sleep and affect your dreams. This stuff is real, and we need to stop lying to ourselves about it, and we need to be aware of it so that we can be better, so that we can be protected, so that these evil forces don't come into our hearts and change who we are. They mean to turn us against each other. They mean to turn you against anybody who can wake you up, against anybody who can wake you up. All right. Y'all have a good night. I'll be back. Check out my podcast on Spotify, Apex Neo Show. Yeah. Have a good night.